Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what was out there, and a lot of very cool creations to check out again this week by a bunch of different authors. So everything is being shown in Reforged Eden 2, and the very first build here is the LF Acclamator IV by LyfeForce, and I I don't really have words. I don't really have words. I think you're seeing what I'm seeing. You might have seen this already too, but yeah, just kind of flying around here a little bit. I can point out some features, but there's a lot of features to point out, and they're all really cool. So yeah, I don't even know what to say about this. This is one of the coolest looking Star Wars themed builds I have seen ever. And it fits the bill so well. Originally, when I was looking at this too, actually from Spange's video, I thought that this might have had used the structural frame blocks to make up the hull shape, being a 3-to-1 angle ratio rather than 2-to-1 that is normally in the game. But I actually realized it's not. This is actually all 22.5 degree angles going across here, but some really nice cut-ins in the hull, like this area over here, which really look good with it. Just kind of brings that out. It breaks up the hull line a little bit, but at the same time, it just looks cool. I don't know what to say about that. Also, the paint job on here is quite neat too. There's quite a few different shades and tones of gray, kind of mixed in there. So you got, like, it's the a little bit different tone there and a little darker tone over here. Some other features like that throughout the hull, and also these inner lines in here are really cool, which accent the overall shape of the build too. So if we take a top-down view on this, it's quite a wide ship. But it's amazing when it's flying around like this. Like you look at it from an angle like this, it doesn't look, well, it looks pretty wide, but it doesn't look that wide. You know what I mean? But it actually looks like it's pulling off the correct angle for like a Star Destroyer or that type of Star Wars ship, which is, again, very, very cool. Now, some front end features here. We have a location to put in one of the big Thor railguns in here, and they are big. I've been playing with one in my own build, and yeah, you need something like that to hold it, and it's got it. But if you decide you don't want to put a big Thor railgun here, you could literally fit 2x2 scarabs in here, probably about 20 of them in that area, with a little room to spare. So that's pretty good too. Now, before we look at the rest of the ship too, I also this certainly looks like it is a combat oriented ship, and I kind of wanted to check out the armor on it as well. So let's fly into the front here a second, see what's going on with the armor. In fact, I believe there's so much armor you actually can't see the armor because it's oh my gosh, there's a lot. So the poor AI in this game, they're toast, man. They're toast, which it serves them right. But still, the AI will be like, hey, look, there's a turret here. Let's shoot. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, so we have our decoys inside here, and there's actually an internal, like, hallway to go to the decoys as well, which is really, really cool. I have seen this already. I did do another video on it earlier, except I unfortunately, I had my microphone audio turned off somehow when I did the video, and that kind of sucked. And then I did another video, which I haven't released yet, which is more of a comical one. So I might release that yet. That's kind of fun. It's almost an hour long, actually, where I'm touring the ship in a little wonky way, I guess you could say. But wow, this is cool. Now, the backside of this looks super impressive too. It definitely is rocking that Star Wars thruster assembly, and a lot of these are so big that you can't actually use like actual thrusters for that. You got to do what LyfeForce did here and build some new like XL thrusters and XXL thrusters over here to fit that scheme properly. And it's a really, really cool shape, by the way. The way this all comes together here. You got that nice slope coming in here in between these giant thrusters there, plus the slope coming up into the I don't know. I was gonna call it a bridge, but it's more like a whole like building up there, which is really cool. Kind of shows you the scale of it. And this is the layout of the ship. You can determine how you want to configure it. It comes stock right now as a Core 9, but it has a whole lot of parts you can add to it and kind of transform it into what you want to use, and also increase its thrust power a lot all over the place. There's a lot of areas to add additional thrusters. Of course, weaponry. All these really cool looking deck guns here are yeah, that looks cool. I mean, I really dig these, but obviously the point and idea of this, beyond looking really, really cool, is the fact that you could put in your actual launchers, weapon launchers in these spots. You remove these current barrels here and put those in. And there's a couple different models of these too. You got the larger ones here, and then you got these smaller variant type over here. And I mean, they look really, really good. And I'm glad the author did something like this, as opposed to just kind of do what I normally do, which is kind of lazy. I put little markings on the hull where a turret's supposed to go. But this looks so much better. And I really love the gun designs. Like if this was its own little workshop build, I think that would be really cool by itself. But it's just like a small itty bitty little part of this thing, which is really cool. Another interesting thing too is dealing with your these angles like this. It's how there's ways to add detail to it, and it's definitely been done. Like all these different cutouts, the darker, the different textures back over there. Like when you're right up close, like I am now, it's yeah, you know, it looks all right still, but you look at that from a little distance out, and it just really dials everything in. Makes it look like all this different metal and the different reflections off little individual pieces and stuff like that, and it increases the overall like scale look of it. Like it's a big ship, but it looks even bigger than what it is, which is a really cool technique to pull off. And that again is done by a lot of this stuff. If you notice, like this from a distance looks like it's all like that's a whole story or a whole floor right there, and then there, you know, you can imagine that there'd be several floors of space in that one area there. That is awesome too. It's hard to put this in words. I almost want to revert back to my comedy thing, but yeah, this is cool. Other features too. These are pretty traditional looking, like radar dome type towers that you would see on a Star Destroyer. And that bridge, that's cool. The whole, yeah, there's too many things to say there. Just flying around on this and just looking at it, it's impressive. It is a killer looking ship. All the little intricate details in between the big armor plates on this type of ship too, that looks great. And in here there are a lot of places for weapons, and in some places thrusters. So like in here you can see there are, you know, places for turrets. Over here it actually has a thruster installed in that one, and in that one, but you can put another one here. And it just keeps on kind of going like that. You don't realize how big of an area this actually is until you kind of fly close up by it and check it all out, going down this whole line. And all the intricate little details of different textures, various texture lights and things going on in the background. Again, from just a little bit of a distance, that really makes all that come together. Kind of making it, again, look even larger than what it actually is. And it is big. I know it's not on the scale of the actual ships in the movies, because I think Empyrion would blow up if you tried to do that. I don't even think it would let you. But this is killer. This is just such a cool looking ship. I really love this whole control tower section of it as well. It fits well with the overall look of the ship. It looks really good in theme for being Star Wars. Yeah, it's killer. One of the best looking bridge assemblies I've seen on anything. So that is really, really cool. And again, like the plating going around here, how it's changing angles and flowing around over the thrusters. But it actually does have real thrusters over here, like exposed. Your XL thrusters over on this side. These right now are fake, but I have realized that the big ones inside, although these are designated to be I believe a plasma turbine that would go here. You can if you wanted to, you could put in some more forward thrusts, basically. A couple more XL thrusters. It wouldn't probably look as good as it does without them, but it would still work. You would just have that thruster thing in the middle on the big ones over here. So yeah, you can definitely add some more thrusters in all directions. Actually, on this, there's a lot of other thrusters points as well. And they got these back hangar doors as well. The main hangar entry point. There's a lot of ways into the hangar. Quite a few doors. Another one over there. But the main one is this large section down below here. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let me fly up there. Let me adjust the lights a second. And maybe I'll stay in God mode for just a bit. This is it's a big hangar we're going to be checking out here. Really cool. Let's see how the lights are looking. A little too dark. Let's raise that up. I'm trying to avoid the red tint that the outside will do at certain light situations, just to make it look better. It's probably best viewed in space going through the interior, but I definitely like looking at the hulls and stuff in sunlight first. So anyway, this is the hangar area, and that's the AI controller up over there. That's where Darth sits. He sits back over there, depending on how this ship's logos are configured. If Darth is there, or maybe Luke Skywalker is there, someone like that. But anyway, if you didn't have enough hangar space on the top of this really, really cool hangar, you've got all these compartments down below here for some quick action deployments going on here. So you've got several bays going along the bottom part of the hangar on almost like a separate hangar deck. And then, yeah, well, that's that red tin I was talking about the sunlight, why I wanted to try to get it a little bit darker, but it's kind of hard to do on the planet surface like this. So on the front of the lower part of the hangar, you have a couple drone bay points. So you can, drone bay over on either side there. Great thing to have. Some drones flying around. And then over here, we've got our deployment room, which is kind of nice. Gives you some utility meds, and then a ramp to the surface, as well as a radiation shower. I think that's the main purpose of a shower in the game, is to remove some rads, which happens a lot. And that is cool. So this wraps all the way around. There's some more elevators jetting up there. We'll get to the other deck here in a second. Let's fly to the back portion of the hangar area. Now this is going to get into more of the production, and of course ramps up to the upper part of the hangar. Keep in mind, as big as this hangar looks right now, this is like just the lower part of it. So it is a very big hangar. So up over here, you got a pretty wild construction alley going on here. So places for all kinds of constructors. It comes with a couple in here. So you got a couple smalls and a advanced constructor there. But obviously, all these slots you could fill up with all your production equipment, and actually double them up if you want, like a front one and a back one in there too. And then of course, like this one could probably handle a lot of the universal constructors, or the little bit bigger ones. More hangar doors coming in to either side of the ship. So you got like this big pass-through hangar, which is actually like the length of like both ships, just right here. Yeah, this thing is wild. Nice location to put some air tanks in there. That looks really cool. Let's see. On this side over here, no, I don't know if I'm on the right floor yet. No, well, we do have some storage controllers, but let's go up the ramp here a second. Up into the main part of the hangar. Or, in other words, this is kind of like a stadium. so, yeah, it's you got yeah, you could have big events here. A lot of seats you could put in here. That's really cool. So you got a lot of parking spots for your, you know, little ships you got around in your playthrough. You can definitely park them in the area. A lot of utility in the area as well. Some O2 dispensers and showers, things like that. Remote pilot seats in case you're down in here and got to move the ship. You don't have to walk 2 kilometers up to the bridge. You can just do it from here, which is great. I exaggerate a little bit on the 2 kilometer thing, but not by much. So we got a bunch more storage controllers over here. We got a really cool looking hangar bay entry that I look at little things, little details like this, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. What I really dig about this is this whole hangar front entry is at a 22.5 degree angle, and then it's got the texture lights that are wrapping around there. And check out how clean that looks. It looks like it's just a solid angled, almost like an LCD or something. That looks really cool. And of course, you got a center one kind of doing the same thing. But these angled ones, I just think that's so cool. So more parking. If you couldn't find any place to park, you could park up here. There's some reserved parking there for you, which is definitely a cool thing. And of course, down over there too, you got some more reserved parking all along there. So going forward on this front area here, this is going to get into our decoy area. And this, you just pop up the elevator here. You got a blast door. And then this kind of goes through several blast doors and like security walls. And it gets you up into the front of the ship that we first looked at, where the, or did I look at that in this video? Where all the decoys are going. I'm not sure if I did. I might have to fly up there a little bit. So this is what the AI is going to be fixated on, shooting like this in the generator. Let me fly through this, and just so you get an idea of the amount of armor in here. Yeah, this is actually, we're actually at the front of the ship now. That's all armor all the way to that turret. It looks like there's a couple more. No, maybe not. I think that's not anything there. Okay, so we got the turret there, and then if after a while, if the AI keeps on trying to shoot at the turret, I don't think they'll ever get it, but they can try. There's a little backup decoy generator back over here too, so it's kind of like taking the AI and telling them, hey, shoot in the hardest part of the ship to shoot at, and that's what the AI will do, because they don't think very well about that, but. Then over here, too, we have some additional thruster location areas. So you can put in another down thrust here. This other side actually has one in it. This side does not. And that's probably a CPU thing. Probably doesn't need it at this point in time. Getting the ship moving and trying to balance that CPU out a little bit. All right, so anyway, let's get back in here. More thrusters for lift in here, too. All these are accessible from the outer hull. So you can see where they are and place them from outside of the ship. Some thrusters you can place from inside of the ship, depending on where you're at, too. Then we got some other little things going on here. Here's a turret mount location over here. And there are some, this one's already got a turret on it. And they are kind of going along the bottom side here. But honestly, you got so much space, you could put turrets anywhere you want, all over the place. So if you wanted to go that route, you could certainly add a lot of turrets to here, or you could add a lot of launchers to here, or you could try to do both and have to get, like, I don't know, beyond what the limitations of even Reforged Eden with all the quantum and aux cores would quite allow you to do. But you could configure this any way you want. By default, it is kind of like a dreadnought carrier kind of thing, and it's but you could certainly make this a Yeah, and anything you want. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's get back inside. There is a lot more to see. So I think we checked out parts of this. I don't have my light on, do I? No. So one other thing before we go into the other smaller rooms in the ship, there is a cargo house 1 and 2 on the other side of the. Look how far that is. On the other side of the hangar, and these are really set up neatly. So if you're playing vanilla or prefer a 320k storage base, you can do that. Then you can put your controller here, or you can combine the two to build a 640, and put your controller there, and you can do that in a whole lot of locations across here. I ain't kidding with a whole lot of locations, by the way. That's on one side. So what was that, like 7 or 8 additional up to 640k bays you can do. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8, and 8 more on the other side. So that'd be up to like 16 additional 640k bays beyond its storage it already has, which is quite significant. So again, very cool. Here's those ramps that go to the lower hangar area down in here, which is absolutely gigantic as well. Okay, so on the back of the hangar, well, obviously we got some hangar doors over there. We've got these side little rooms here for a bunch of scarabs. That's right, more scarab locations. Over here you got I think this is on either side of the hangar here, an infirmary. So you're basically a full med bay with a shower. And an armor locker too. You got to have that. You never know when your armor needs to be swapped out. Then you got the auxiliary shield room. So if your main shield room is broken, you have an aux. I'm just kidding. No, just this is for medium shields over here. So this would hold 2 medium shield parts. Then it has a shield house in the middle of it. It's protected by an additional blast door, which gets into where you put the big shields. You can put one there and one on the other side over here. Or, you know, if you didn't care about shields all that much and wanted to add some more forward thrust, you could pull that off there too. Although it is intended for shields. And then you have the auxiliary shield house 2. So this is where you put another medium shield in this location and in that location there. I think a medium shield. Just a large one. No, I don't think a large would fit there. So I think those are mediums. We have our centralized turbo lift, which actually looks like a rocket, which is really cool. It fits the Star Wars theme really well, actually. And then it kind of doubles all that up over on the other side here to put in all the rest of the shield parts, plus another infirmary. All right, so let's now I'll start walking. Okay, so now I am going to have to point out the OSHA violation around this turbo lift. It is a little dangerous. You got to watch your step. You could have broken leg accidents, but fear not. There are infirmaries and med bays all over the place around here, so you can get that leg fixed up fairly quickly. So let's go down first, and let's go to the back area here. And most of these decks do have signage on them too. And this, the signage actually was talking up there about what's down here, which is a generator room. So you got 3 advanced generators in here, and you got a location for another. Or you rip them all out and put in a large fusion reactor there. You can do that as well. But if you don't feel like removing these generators because you're lazy and still want a large fusion reactor, you can stick one in this room. Or just run 2 large fusion reactors. Screw it. They do. The large fusion reactors do offer a shield buff as well. So if you're really going for maximum shielding, you could actually run 2 of the large fusion reactors in the build and get the benefits from that. Of course, they're a fairly expensive chunk of change. But you know, that's, if you got this ship, you're not hurting for cash, I don't think. Game cash, I mean. So yeah, that's cool. So back over here, this is just a pathway that goes to the back. Like if you doubled up the constructors here, you could access them touch hands on from the back of them as well. So that's kind of what that hallway's for. All right, so back to the turbo lift. Let's see. So we're still in the main hangar area. We just looked at that. This goes to the hangar as well. So we're going to have to go up a little bit more here. Let's get up to this deck here. Okay, so here we are at Aux Engineering 1. Don't confuse that with Aux Engineering 2. This is 1. So these are housing locations for small fusion reactors. So if you're not cool enough for the large fusion reactors, well, you could put in up to 4 small fusion reactors in these housings over here. Or just run all of them and have, like, I'd like to see how much CPU you could actually bring this to. That'd be wild. That's cool, though. That is very cool. And over here is where the turbines go. So there's signage on the upper deck. We can kind of see part of that here. It talks about standard and advanced turbine location areas here. So this is actually like 2 standard turbines. So all 4 of them, I think it's a part limit of 4 on those. And then the large ones will go above that. So let's go up one more deck here to this one. And take a look, just look at how cool these hallways are. And I got to say, these LCDs look slick, too. I love how they're on the angled surface, kind of backed by that texture as well. Yeah, it looks really cool. However, the only part that I find a problem is I'm not an authorized personnel. So I'm not actually allowed to add turbines here because I have never got my authorization. I'm just thought I'd state that. But yeah, you can fit the big old turbines up on the top there. I love the turbines. It's basically residual power for your build, so it just uses less fuel operating, or depending on what you're driving, you might not need any fuel ever, which is kind of cool depending on the, this ship. Yeah, I don't think the turbines are going to cover all the fuel usage of it, but it'll help. It'll help. And then we got a Xeno wall on the back here, protection. Probably, I'm not sure what's on the other side of this wall. Yeah, thruster, big old thruster location there too, or another drive thruster for down thrust, and the glass floor, which always freaks me out. It looks cool, but it freaks me out, I gotta say. Yeah, very, very cool area here. And that's not all on this deck though. Over here we've got our main shield, propped up by some lasers. Or that's really cool, the use of that kind of railing block there. It doesn't look like a railing. It's very, very techy looking. And I think this might be the only blue color on the entire ship, right there on that one quad pipe piece there. And then, of course, our main advanced shield is right back there. On the other side, we have the torpedo warp drive, which is really cool. You see all the torpedoes coming at you here. Don't mess with Mother Torpedo Warp Drive over here. But, yeah, she sits right back there. She's looking at you. And we have some, here's our protection tank right over there, too. Yeah, and, yeah, a lot of torpedoes there. So let's go up another deck. And by the way, the OSHA violation, I mean, from this height, I think that would be death. I'm just saying. Just saying. I had to give Ente a lecture about OSHA as well. You just got to respect the safety. I mean, until you get that lawsuit over, like, a broken leg or possible even death, you gotta watch it, especially with these turbo lifts. All right, so we're at this deck, and this deck is the TIE craft docking and the pilot's quarters. So let's go visit the pilot's quarters first, which is a pretty cool place. I like the like bridge going through it, over the like living space with the couches and the lockers and stuff. Very, very cool. I feel bad for these the stormtroopers on well, I think I'm on the Imperial version right now. So yeah, that checks out. The stormtroopers, they don't get to watch like Netflix or anything. Kind of sucks for them. And then over here, and there's more of this. You've got all your locations to park and get in your TIE fighters that you're, of course, are gonna have to have a lot of those around. They kind of hang off from the ceilings like bats, and you just leap into them. I haven't seen the TIE fighter for this. I don't know if one has been made, but it has a lot of these bays for the TIE fighters that we'll see in a second here. So the others, and believe it or not, it's kind of asymmetrical here too, where there's not another one of those rooms on the other side, just on this side. But there is a room out here with a different layout and look. Oh, I love that rounded wall there. That's cool. So yeah, like another pilot quarters over here and instant TIE fighter action. Or if you feel your leg is feeling too good and want to break it, you can easily just take a leap and problem solved. So there you go. Over here we sell some really different liquors and stuff like that. We got the Tuscan tequila. That's probably my favorite of that bunch there. But the blue milk is a whole lot cheaper. But anyway, take a leap. So yeah, we got to get the TIE fighters installed here sometime too. But more TIE fighters go over here. So we're coming into like a central area here. We got the exit hats, commander's bridge, officer's quarters, core placement, CPU house, and TIE crafting docking. We're kind of in that whole area where you park all the TIE fighters here. So yeah, down over here, TIE fighter. And same on the other side. Wow, another elevator. I'm not sure if I've been that way yet. Note to self: have I been up there yet? Well, I'll try to check that out on the way back here. So yeah, we're still jumping into TIE fighters over here. Got more TIE fighters. Even so many TIE fighters, you ran out of numbers. Had to use the letters for them. And more TIE fighters in here. And this keeps going. This is going all the way across the central hangar, or the arena, I should say. And then this gets into, after some more TIE fighter locations, this gets into your sub bridge. A big ship like this can't just have a main bridge. You got to have some sub bridges in there too. So this one's kind of set up for that. We got some passenger seats up here as well. Nice first person view. Love those texture lights on the other side of the glass. That looks really cool. So yep, and that is the where you get into the TIE fighters. All the TIE fighters. There's a lot of TIE fighters. All right, so let me find that elevator. How far back? Oh, I think I'm coming up to that now. Let's go up here. Because again, I'm not sure. Even in my first romp through, if I been up here, I wasn't. Oh my gosh, here it is. I was kind of wondering. I was thinking to myself, oh, where did all the CPU cores go? Oh, maybe I could have read the sign, but you know, that requires a little more effort. But yeah, we've got a lot of room for the CPU cores in here. There's some already installed to bring it to Core 9, but you can certainly put in a whole lot more there. What's going this way then? Oh, the whole farming section. Yeah, you got to have the farming section. Now, one thing I'm a little puzzled about, and maybe it was just cost overrun on the construction of the vehicle, but I was kind of wondering why the little cheap grow lights did just kind of come with it. Unless, of course, you're going to use these as scarab bays. If they were scarab bays, you wouldn't want the grow lights. The scarabs don't like the ultraviolet. It's not really their thing. But yeah. But other than that, really cool farm area. I think this is 72 grow plots in this particular area here. And of course, we have some airlocks going out to the outer football fields out here. Or actually, that's probably bigger than that. So a lot of, like, if you want to just go take a walk, a couple mile walk, just go walk out on the deck for a while, and you can eventually come around to the other side of the ship. It probably is about that far too. So then on the back here, we had 72 grow plots up there, plus another 36 over here. Got some our fridges and food processors in this area. Okay, so we're to the back elevator. I'm gonna go back to that front elevator one more time, because believe it or not, in my past walkthrough, I sort of missed this, and I even though you guys didn't see it, so that's good. Main core there. What's over here? Oh, more ship. More ship is over that way. Okay, so let's keep going up this way first, and we'll double back over there. So on this side, what do we got going on here? The command bridge. Oh, we're at the command bridge. Oh, wow. Oh, there. Look at that. And we got doors going all directions. That's cool. That's cool. So here is our main, this really snazzy overlooking bridge section. And you can see this is a pretty good sized bridge. Yeah, got our passenger seats, main pilot seat there. Hello, captains. Please check behind you on either side of the bridge for important information. Ooh. Ooh, do we get a free guest prize? Probably. I won't doubt it. So on this side over here, we have all kinds of information on part upgrades, talking about the turbines, the generators, the weapons, thrusters, cargo, shields. And then up top over there, kind of an overview of the ship. And then recommendations on to configure it in a little bit different ways. So if you want to configure this as a carrier, a dreadnought, or an assault ship. So the assault ship might like use that railgun or something like that. Dreadnought might just, add gobs of more shielding and stuff like that. And a carrier, it's going to be a carrier no matter what else it does because it's giant and it's got a lot of room to carry stuff. Just saying. It's an auto carrier. So on the other side over here, we have, this is our paint booth. You can hit the buttons here and you can make really cool designs up on the wall. If you don't like that design, you can go get into the P menu and you can go over here and we can switch our design logo from Imperial to Rebel. And now look at that. Now we got the Rebel sign over here. That's cool. And then if you're dissatisfied with the standard Star Wars color scheme, you could go to the Rebel color scheme, which is the Rebel Crimson Stripe or the Black Sun Pirates. So that's a good option for you too. You got to have those options, It's a selling point. So over in the back, over on the bridge here, we've got a nice cozy little medical bay here. One of like 16 on the ship. In case wherever you break your leg at, you are not far from a cure. That is good to know with these turbo lifts. I got to tell you, turbo lifts. Do they have to really make them that fast? All right. And up over here, you got that quick way out underneath in an antenna structure above us here. So I think that may be, or maybe not all the interior. I'm not exactly sure. It seems like I'm missing something here. I believe there's some more. Yeah, let's go up to 3. So we're at 2, 3. I think I missed stuff here. Or maybe not. No, did we look at the... we looked at some crew rooms, but there's a lot more. I don't think we went down this hallway. So we got this alternative crew room over here. All of them got the red carpet, which is really cool. And over here, we got some more crew rooms. A little bit smaller up here. And then we get into our... no, we don't. I thought this was going to be the captain's quarters. But no, this is another turbo lift. Damn it! I took a wrong turn. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, I was right. Oh, captain's quarters. Got to have the captain's quarters. It kind of wraps around the whole front there. They got their own private little couch. All of them have elegant windows. You got to have the windows. Fridges. All that fun stuff. So, yeah, that is basically, unless I missed something, the interior layout of the build here. Pretty significant, by the way. So, wow. So, I don't know how long it took LyfeForce to build this. I asked AI, and it basically determined that LyfeForce could operate at 120 BPM, which is blocks per minute. And at that rate, with the total block count on the build of being 76,300, and you divide that by 6, it comes out to where he could have, at 120 blocks per minute, could have built this in just shy of 11 hours at 120 blocks per minute. So, just saying. I mean, it's a stat you probably never heard before. Probably never will again. But it's just an interesting little stat. that if you could place 120 blocks a minute, would still take you 11 hours to build this. And that's not, everything counts as a block. LCDs, all of it. It's all blocks. So, anyway, what a wild, wild ship. All right, let's look at the specs. And keep in mind, when we get to the storage area, you can add, 18 more 640s? Or no, not 18. 16 more 640s. All right, so unlock level 25, size class 26. 7 forward, 5 strafing, 9 lift, 7 reverse, and 5 down. 22 fuel tanks, 24 oxygen tanks, 14 oxygen stations. That's actually fairly significant. You got 4. You got basically drone defense on here, stock. And again, this is trying to dial that CPU in to be a Core 9, which it is a Core 9. It has about 44,000 extra CPU. Stock shield on here, although it has no additional shield parts, is pretty significant due to its hull size and the block types. So 130,000 shield on here without any additional shield parts. That's what you get from all the add-ons for like all the steel blocks, combat steel blocks, xeno blocks. All that stuff adds to the overall shield strength on the ship. And since it's such a big ship, even with just a baseline shield, you're getting that much shield hit points out of it, which is pretty significant, actually. Storage, it has a lot that it does all the different storage things. So you have 4 ammo bays at 320k a piece, a couple harvest bays at 320. You got the captain. I mean, my God. I mean, he should pack a little lighter, but he can carry around 150k of stuff with him. And the officers even get 112k of crap they can bring with them. And or these other puny officers over here, they only get like 80 tons of. I would put out a memo to the employees and just tell them, hey guys, how many changes of clothes do you really need? It's getting a little ridiculous here. So beyond, the 16 640 bays you can add in, you got this these I think it's actually 17 320k bays already around. They're there. And then of course a lot of other stuff, but this is all our main storage up top over here. So yeah, you can carry as much as you really want to. And if you run out of room, you can probably just build something in the hangar somewhere. It's like, hey, I want some more 640s because the 30 or whatever I've got already isn't enough. That's really cool. Anyway, that is the LF Acclamator 4 by LyfeForce. Extremely cool build. I love to see these. Really dead on with the whole Star Wars thing. Looks so right. It just looks so right. I don't know what else to say on there. All right, so let me power you off, and we've got some other builds to look at. So actually, this is weird for me because I'm doing this actually fairly late at night for me. I don't normally do these videos, and I usually do them kind of in the morning time. But this is a little bit different for me. So the next build, almost the same size. This is a utility build here by J Drafton called the Adjustable Photo Light. And let me get this powered and juiced up and show you what it does here. Let me flip the settings here a second. And let's get this up in the air. And yeah, there's some information tells you about like the different options and stuff on it and the LCDs, which is really cool. I think I went a little too high with this. Hold on. Let's get a little closer to the ground. So what this is like a couple different scenarios. One, you're trying to take an interesting picture of a build for a workshop post, or just you want to take a cool picture. Or two, you're on a creative server somewhere and you cannot control day and night time. And you're trying to build something and it's dark out. So what do? You get one of these and you put it above you. And it lights up the area below. So let's go to nighttime here. But this one is a little more sophisticated than some other variants. I only know of one that I built a long time ago and I lost it now. But I built something like this sort of a long time ago, but it didn't have all the fancy options this one does. It's just pretty much baseline light. So you can see it lights up the whole ground below us right now. But that's just one of the options, because in the P menu, you have some other possibilities. It talks about all those over here too. So we could turn off our straight spot lights and we can put on the angled ones, which creates a little bit different, more of a softer effect. So if you're taking a prime picture of your new killer looking SV or something down over here, you get that perfect lighting scenario going on. But if that ain't good enough, you could turn on the ultra lights, the mega lights, the super lights, being these industrial floodlights, and then you can blind everything down here. So so it looks like you're in the middle of daytime in the desert, which also can create really cool looking effects. Or you can turn on all three at the same time and just literally fry everyone's eyes. It's like looking at the sun. I'm kidding. It creates like almost like different patterns on the ground. And again, it's a utility creation, only meant to do what it's doing. Very cool, very cool. And I ran into this a long time ago. It's why I built something like this. I don't know, a lot of years ago. I was working on a creative server, doing some things, and it was nighttime, and it was dark. I know I have a flashlight, but that's boring. So yeah, one of these things are really, really cool, and I haven't seen actually any of these out on the workshop ever, quite frankly. So this is really cool. Plus, it has all the extra lighting options as well, which is a great idea on it. So yeah, really cool. Obviously, it's not something that stores anything or you're going to worry about spawning it in. It's more of a creative server build kind of thing. So yeah, very, very cool. So again, this is the adjustable photo light by Jay Drafton. Very, very cool build here. I'm sorry, I got to power you off because, trying to keep my FPS going here a little bit. We'll try some more. All right, so the next build. Oh, you're on too. Look at that. This is what I get for doing the video twice. I did this video earlier this morning, and then I screwed up, and my mic wasn't on. So I did the whole video. It was about 2 hours long, and then I had no audio, and I was really pissed. So now I'm doing it again later at night here, finally. All right, so the next build is the Law by Artemis Rogue. And this is a... okay, there's two versions of this up on the spotlight right now. This is the Core 7 version. There's another version, which is, you might as well, it's called the X version, but it's Psycho. So this is not as psycho as the other Psycho version. So I'm just saying. But this one is less expensive. So this is a combat CV. And you know what? I want to show this a little bit in the dark because it's got a really cool light show thing going on with it. Yeah, let's go. Oh, check that out. Is that not cool or what? Yeah, just the way the lights shine off the sides and the timed lighting on here, combined with the gradient texture lights and of 900 billion century gods. I exaggerate a little bit, but the number's pretty close to that. And then, of course, all the turrets. Keep in mind, this is a Core 7 build. It's got a lot of weaponry on it for a Core 7. And really, really cool. I love how how the texture lights are kind of shining through on the hull. And again, often using like color gradients as well. So, yeah, really, really cool setup. And this one, of course, like many other Artemis ships, is blowing out various gases from various places. And, of course, it's deceptive thrusters. Where, in this case, you can actually see a thruster over here. But, yeah, when you're out in space, like shooting at this, again, you'd be like, hey, I want to shoot this thruster out. And then nothing happens, and you're all pissed. That's what it's for. But yeah, that is really cool. The backside looks really cool. Obviously, a hangar down over there. Got the bridge up here. This is really cool too. We got our one of these is like a target painter, and then we got the alarm sentries. Of course, isolated bridge, a couple passenger seats in it. And then, because we are a hardline combat CV here, even at the Core 7 version, I did want to take a look at the what's going on here. So we got combat steel up on the front, and I'm sure it's going to be mixed materials again. Yeah. So yeah, got a lot of this is pretty tough. So let's fly in there a little bit, and we got we're not going to see much. So we got like layered walls of armor going on in here, and more layered walls of stuff. And then we start after a little bit. I think that might be our last decoy, maybe. Not sure, but kind of like separated walls. And again, separating the wall with some space in between it. Obviously, the more tough blocks you add, or blocks in general, it makes your ship weigh more. When you get hit with stuff, a lot of it has splash damage. So if something hits you here, and you have another wall directly behind it, well, that's great and all, but all those blocks are going to take some damage. But if there's a gap, the blocks back on this wall probably won't take any damage. And therefore you're saving some weight. So it's a pretty good tactic, especially trying to keep the weight down on a build, but have multiple layers of armor. I do like those lighting effects there too. This is just a fun one to look at night. I normally don't do that, but this thing just really lights up at night very nicely. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So obviously on weaponry too, we've got this one actually does have some missile turrets. So you got 4 missile turrets. You've got, of course, the tried and true plasma cannons, and a lot of this one's actually running a lot of laser turrets as well on the side for shield takedown. And obviously the plasma kind of does shield and hull. Probably hull a little more than shield, but it still helps take down the shield. So yeah, a lot of firepower there, plus all the lasers and stuff. So you could probably take down a shield pretty good and do some pretty good hull damage, especially with the missile turrets in there. All right, let's let me jump on the inside here. So we got our nice cozy hangar in the back here. We got thruster maintenance areas, which are basically, the thrusters are kind of sealed up by blocks already. But you can like open up this and get to the different thrusters if you got to repair them or something. This is like a little bit of extra internal protection there in case a thruster gets blown out. Probably won't affect nearby thrusters that way. So we got utility, got the ATM, food processor, armor locker, fridge. Of course, your bed chamber, weapon locker. Cool chill out place right there. Do some control stuff. We got more medical up on the wall there to fill in like the whole med bay setup, plus a shower right at the front. So we even got, yeah, this is cool, the Atlas LCD. This is cool. So we got the top bridge, constructors, engineering, and core room. And it looks like everything you do is up. So we're going to go up. Oh, wait a minute. I just passed something. Core room. In case you're in here, like, muttering around putting in a core, and you get attacked, you do have a quick pilot seat to jump in and do that. But obviously a lot of room for additional CPU in here. Keep in mind, this is configured right now, I do believe, as a Core 7. I know all these stats because I already did this video once before. That's why. So, kind of why I know more than I normally would when I usually tour a ship. Excuse me. We got our warp drive room, some CPU in here, and Wi-Fi. These are kind of general purpose. Well, okay, it's a shield room. We got a big shield in there. We got a real long range radar over there. A little bit of fuel in there too. More room in case you want to put in like a medium shield there, or fall in the room like I just did. Should probably try to walk safer. Just saying. And then we got several other additional rooms for additional shield parts, such as medium or large, or both. And I think this has enough compartments and rooms in it to accommodate the full shield package. Like as many shields as the game allows you to have. I think you can cram them all on this ship in these staggered chambers here. One after another, after another, after another. You can see how many parts you can actually get in here. And what's amazing is from the outside, I mean, the ship doesn't look that big, but when you're walking in this sealed compartment area or part compartment area, it's just got room for days. I mean, it's just, yeah, you can stick a lot in here. And finally, you get up to the front area, but there's still like some more room there. Now, the other version of the ship is hardened more. I believe, in fact, it's mostly made out of Xeno, where this one I don't think has Xeno. So, beyond the other one having the Xeno hull, it probably also has more firepower, but of course it's going to cost more. Again, this is a Core 7 build here. Quite a lot of combat for Core 7, I will say. If we keep on going up, we get to the production room over here. I kind of like how this is set up too. Obviously, it's got one advanced instructor in here now, but you do certainly have room to add more if you're doing a lot of production or trying to use this as your main playthrough ship and not have like another standalone ship. You could even like place a universal constructor in there, some small constructors. You do have some room, which is great. And then up here we got the drone spot. Oh, maybe some of those rooms were for drones as well. Stand in elevator. Oh, to launch drone. Okay, drone deployment spot, which is really cool. So you could launch your drone and fly it out the door there. So you got a quick access door coming in the back, up a staircase here. Or obviously just flying from space. A couple passenger seats up in here and some cool animated graphic displays on the sides. And that is about it. But the overlook over the hall is really cool too. Again, it's all blinky and flashy and neat looking. So yeah, that is the layout on this one. Stat wise, unlock level 25, size class 6. 27 forward, 24 strafing, 24 lift, 25 reverse, and 24 down. Really balanced thrust again. Combat CVs in space, kind of a thing. It's a little different if you're flying in the atmosphere. You don't have to have, like, you usually would have a lot more lift than you would down thrust for those kind of ships. But in space, having that maneuverability equal or near equal in all the directions is helpful for maneuvering and things like that. So it does do that. 13 fuel tanks, 3 oxygen tanks, measly 28 sentry guns only, a lot of laser turrets on here, 17 of them, and the 4 missile turrets, and 4 plasma cannons, the light versions, target painter, long range radar, a real one on here, 2 alarm sentries. Sorry, I don't know what happened to the game again, but it's being stupid for me. It's suddenly not telling me the build time anymore. Again, it goes in sports like this once in a while. Don't really know why. If you look at the resource costs on here, it is using some plasma converters. Pretty easy to come across in game. But other than that, yeah, not much of anything. No quantum processors. Pretty basic stuff. I don't know what to say there. It's not that hard to bring in. 620,000 CPU is set to, just coming in right under that at 618. Again, and that's, yeah, Core 7, so 2 basic, 2 improved, 2 advanced CPU cores. Stock shield on here, 33,292. And obviously, again, with the ship, you could, especially even with this one, I mean, you start throwing the CPU and the generators or balance out all the shield parts. You can seriously crank that shield up a lot. And do you have power management for the radar? Storage on here. We got an ammo controller at 168K. Looks like 2 harvest controllers. One at 224 and one at 288. And then a Pentacta tank. So a couple harvest controllers and an ammo controller. Keep in mind that harvest controllers can be used for stuff beyond harvest, so you can put your main production goods and everything in there, stuff to build ammo with, whatever. And if you add a multi-turret or went nutty and put on some laser drills or something, you'd be all ready to go, so you don't have to mess with anything. So yeah, very, very cool build here. Again, this is the Law by Artemis Rogue at night. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Sounds cool, doesn't it? It looks cool at night too. It really does. It looks good in the daytime too. But I mean, night it really shines. Okay, so let me bam. And next build here. All right, so this is the CB15 01 by Skyland. And it's already on. Just want to say that it's already on. This is a very unusual ship. It's a really cool ship, very artistic and unusual from the normal ship you would see. This one is kind of set up, I believe. The player here is playing probably without weights and volumes. It does have like storage controllers, but not container extensions on those, which is fine. That's how the game used to be anyway, and I kind of liked it that way mostly. So I believe that's how this one is set up, but this is really unusual. It's a lot of detail on here, but the weird thing about it is the entire hull layout is unique from your average ship. In other words, what I'm getting at on that is a lot of the parts like air tanks, fuel, all kinds of things are actually on the exterior of the ship, going throughout the ship. There's other parts like that as well. And then it kind of has it's asymmetrical design in many places. Now you can really see that at the front here. And a very unusual hangar area. Well, let's check out that in a second. Let's go look at the rest of the hull here first. But yeah, this side of the hull looks different than the other side by a little bit. There's different features going on in here, which is also pretty cool. And it got some really unusual features, like this is like an elevator in there, and it goes up into this really cool like glass. It looks cool. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but that looks really cool. I think this is legit long range radar or not. Nope, that's the fake one. This is the one I thought was vanilla in its build. So we'll look at the stats and kind of adjust that a little bit. So back over on this side of the ship, and notice how this side of the ship is different looking than the other side of the ship. Which is really cool. So you kind of got to look at both sides separately. But you can see a lot of like real parts in here, including thrusters, an advanced generator in there. The thrusters on the back it's just really different. Like you've got the two smaller and the bigger thruster in the middle on both sides. Plus you got a couple more up at the top over here. On the sides of like these thruster assemblies is actually like a warehouse, which with this whole catwalk and staircases and all these parts and fuel tanks, and there's RCS up in there and all kinds of things. And this all like there's an interior part of the ship too, but this is all kind of like the exterior part where all these items are being placed, and different hallways that kind of run through here as well at angles and across like bridges and things. It's a real trip. You just don't see things like this very much. And on the back there, we got our warp drive and our shield, kind of in this formation there. And then the other side again, kind of like a inside of a warehouse or something like that, with a lot of the same parts and stuff. On this side over here, there was this using a one of these big ramps here as kind of a more of a deco door, but it does actually open up to a angled like entry point for like a small SV or something to park in here. Of course, you could park in through the front as well, but yeah, you got some options there. And yeah, okay, so let's and then yeah, another angled hallway going over to this side. So yeah, really interesting way to go about a ship here. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like it before. So, all right, let's get on the inside here. So, yeah, a lot of there's an area for production, a little bit more room in here for some more parts if you wanted to throw that in there. We got an ammo box. Again, like storage controllers, but not with container extensions on them. So, they would show up as 8K, but you know, if you're not playing with weights and volumes, what you actually get is this many slots, so you can put full stacks of whatever in. So that's kind of how it's being used, I do believe. Just a guess, but I'm thinking that would make sense. And then yeah, it's like the one of the back rooms. We do have an elevator there, but let's go check out this way. So we've got yeah, all this is on the inside yet too. So we have some storage over there. We have, I didn't know that was possible anymore. We have farm plots with plants in them. Huh. That used to be a thing. Like way back in the day. I think my original Mana Core ship had something like this going on. But I haven't seen this in a long, long time. Don't exactly know how that was pulled off. But that's kind of cool. So you already got like plants ready to go here. That's cool. That's, yeah, I didn't expect that. Actually, I think I missed this room on my first tour through it too. So I think I just screwed up there. So over here we have this glass wall, which is kind of we walked over by. No, we didn't. We were down over there. Yeah, there's another deck up in there. This is such a trip. So over here, this hangar door goes, yeah, to this front area, where you can obviously got a lot of docking room in there. Elevator going up over here too. Okay, so that side. Let's go to this side. It does have a repair bay, and it does have a console. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, this is, again, it's detailed, it's neat, it's so different from the norm that it's, yeah, like here's a control station over here, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just wild. That's wild. So we're up on this, and then yeah, okay, let's go this way. Yeah, this is kind of our production area. So we got an advanced constructor in there. Now, we did have a small constructor down below here, too. And we got a large constructor over here. Main core CPU blocks. And granted, I do believe this was for vanilla. And then we got a repair console here, which is kind of overlooking the repair bay right there. And then we go up again, and it goes blue. It goes blue up here. And then we have some ways out onto the outer hall in places, so you can take a look at some turrets and stuff. And then this kind of goes through to the front like bridge area. This does have a teleporter in there, a lot of utility stuff, med bay, O2, armor locker, fridge, food processor, bed, and your pilot seat right over here. So yeah, that is the ship. Again, really unique layout design. I do like how the name is kind of painted in here. Obviously with the white decals and the blue background over the white. That looks pretty cool. Neat color combo there. If we look at the overall hull of the ship too, it's kind of a three-color design where you got the blues, the grays, and the whites, and of course actually some yellow with the caution tapes and stuff in there too. And if you just look at some of these structures in here, it's just very unique. Yeah, just really unique. It's pretty wild design work on there. So yeah, cool ship. Kind of like a, I don't know, it's like it got enough guns to be considered combat, but kind of like a freighter at the same time. So maybe just a lot of drone protection. It does have a multi-turret over here as well for some salvaging and stuff like that. All right, stats on this one. Unlock level 20, size class 5, 131 forward, 23 strafing, 22 lift, 51 reverse, and 22 down. It's got 32 fuel tanks, 21 oxygen tanks, quite a barrage of weapons. I do believe the weapons are plain vanilla, the vanilla game again, and limited to the number that you can put of each type on there. I don't think I see anything necessarily that is Reforged Eden in here, or Reforged Eden 2. It builds in 1 second. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry about that stat. I don't know why it's not working right today. It's done this before once in a while, but then it's fine the next time. I don't get it. Yeah, your overall resource cost, nothing too special. Again, this is a vanilla build, And also keep in mind, in vanilla, the motion stats will be probably pretty close to double what you see here. So if you're seeing like 22 for lift, it's probably going to be closer to 44 to 50 in vanilla on how vanilla calculates the thrusters on it. The core configuration on here is a core 4, but it's running 1 basic and 2 improved. So I'm thinking this, it probably doesn't need the basic, but it would be 2 improved cores. That would be a tier 3, I think, in vanilla, which would put it at 1.5 million CPU, and it would be under that. So the CPU will check out if used in vanilla like it was built for. So I just wanted to throw that out there. 14,666 for the shield strength on there. Storage, again, it's kind of set up old school. It has a lot of ammo boxes. It does have an ammo controller, but the ammo boxes actually hold 14K if you got weights and volumes on, and the ammo controller actually holds 8K. So there are some other controllers on here too, but they're also 8K. But a lot of storage. Again, I don't believe it's meant for weights and volumes on this build. I think it's just the person using the ship wasn't using it. And by seeing the plants and the grow plots, this could be technically a very old build that just haven't seen, or maybe it was just released now. I don't know, but it feels old school to me. It really does. So again, this is the CV1501 by Skyline. Very, very cool. Really, really just crazy unique build on this one. Just everything's different than the norm, that's for sure. But if you look at the overall structure of the ship, it is very cool. Very asymmetrical and kind of coolly designed that way. All right, so the next build. Now, a little smaller. This one's on too. They're all on. Yeah. So this is the F302 Strike Eagle SV by Cybernetic Born Geared. And this is a, you think it's kind of a little SV, but it's really not all that little. I was kind of surprised, actually, when I looked at this the first time. So I guess I have a lot of these open right now. I opened them up when I was first looking at the ship. But all the thrusters, or most all the thrusters, are all kind of hidden behind these doors on either side, keeping the like the wing area really smooth, and that also extends to like the thrusters facing forward and in the internal. Oh, not there yet. Internal bays. There's more louvered doors here, but you do have some weapon or some launchers mounted right back in those locations. There's a couple guns right there. We had some more weapons too. Yeah, we do. Yeah, a bunch of rocket launchers in here. Now they probably look a lot different. Like this, I don't know. I think this is a RE build here. Well, we'll see. So what's in the box? I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I really don't know where that box came from or what was in it. But there's a box down there. That's cool. So, yeah, other than that, and you're thinking, like here is a, kind of an area to get into, to take a look at the gun at least. And there's a shield right in there too. So I guess some access to those points. However, you think, well, maybe it's all filled up and there's no interior. But this is the shocking part about this build that I found quite shocking. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's probably got all the stuff, crammed in, warp drive and all the shield and all, not a lot of room left over. And then you kind of gotta get down in here and crouch. But then you've got all this room here. You got a gravity generator in here, main generator, fuel, all this room here, and just a little more room over there. There is a way in from the bottom through that open block there. And then you think, well, that's quite a bit of space. And you open this up. You're like, oh, wow, look at this. It's got all this space, too. A storage controller in here. All kinds of stuff. Another gravity generator in there. And all that. And then you got, you keep going. And we got another room inside of here with more spots. So a lot of room for stuff. A lot of room for stuff in here. And storage controllers and stuff kind of down there. This is a airtight zone here. but the other side rooms are not. And it's actually got a louvered door there to block that O2 off. So here it does not have O2 in this location. So that's all inside there. How does it fit? No one knows. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, really cool, really cool. So taking a look at the specs on it. It is unlock level 15, size class 1, 123 forward, 5 strafing, 32 lift, 18 reverse, and 10 down. Got 4 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks. So running 4 rocket launchers and 3 laser cannons. 1 second build time again. But it's really not very expensive. It doesn't really, it's not really asking for anything too crazy. Got your bridges in there, but that's not too bad. CPU wise, it's set. Well, again, this could be a vanilla one. I don't know exactly, but it's dialed into 13,000 using 14,640. That'd probably work. All right. In here, it's again set as a core 4. So it's got a basic and 2 improved cores in it. I've been seeing that a lot. I don't know if there's some information going out there for some reason that people building vanilla things think they need the basic core when they have the improved cores, but you don't need that. It's not adding any. Well, since I'm looking at Reforged Eden 2, it does add CPU, but in vanilla, it should be the same if that basic was removed and just save you a little bit of expense on the build. Stock shield on here, just under 6,000. And we do have some P menu options for various controls, power management, guns, and things like that. Storage. Oh, wrong button. Storage. Yeah, right there. Okay, so we've got an ammo controller at 1125. So yeah, there's regular controllers in here. And then another controller at 2621, another at 2621. And then our Pentaxi tank. Does not have a warp drive in the build, but obviously a lot of room to add one. Plenty of room in the back area there. So yeah, very cool. This is the F302 Strike Craft SV by Cybernetic Born Geared. All right, so the next build is, I think this is on too. Yep. This is the Panzerjäger Tiger Ferdinand by Tiger P, actually. Ferdinand by author Ente. So Ente has built quite a few like replica tanks and other types of builds. And they're usually very nice looking. And this is no exception to that. Really cool, like... I don't know if this is like a World War II tank or even maybe like a World War I type of tank. Not familiar with this model actually, but yeah, very, very cool build here and the way it's set up. One thing notably is this really, really cool track setup here on the lower part of the tank. Notice it's got like the fenders over the things, spotlights on the front, several different compartments on the inside. Oh, you're out of gas. Hold on. It was on, but out of gas. There we go. Now we got the spinnies. I seen the spinnies earlier. I thought that was really cool, too. There's some deco parts in there, kind of making it look like these things are all kind of spinning around there with the track system in there. But, yeah, really, really nice and detailed on these. Every little nook and cranny. Look at the antenna here, which is actually created with an LCD. Just a nice little touch detail in there. Then we have our different compartments in here, which are actually like separated, kind of like a real tank would be. Well, this tank would be. Where you got like your, I don't know if this is a gunner or driver on this side here. They got a nice fridge though. And then on the other side here, same idea, but I think this would probably be the driver. And here, and there's some CPU blocks. So like interesting little compartments you hop in there. This is a real actual cannon launcher gun here, so that's fitting with the build. And then also through these top, there's like 2 hatches on the top. They kind of meet up with the back, and they kind of join all into one room in this back area. which has some utility like a trauma station, our food processor, controller in there, another seat. But this was probably the at least one of the people in here is probably loading ammo, and I believe this food processor is actually kind of trying to look like the like where you would put the ammo in to load it into the cannon, and then you got your shells chilling out in here. And you know, if there's not much going on, you can cook up a nice meal. You got the microwave right there and everything. So yeah, very, very cool. That is cool. So internal lights there as well. And a little gravity generator up top there too. That's kind of like, those really do look, they look like a speaker to me, like a subwoofer, like that's breaking in the middle a little bit. But yeah, it is cool. Very nice looking build again. And obviously this is HV. Got our hover engines on the bottom here. Just using the smaller ones. But quite a lot of them. I didn't know you could put that many on one. I'm thinking of those ones. Yeah, you can do that. There's a different type that doesn't. I think it only limits you to 4, but that's not those. So yeah, very, very cool build here. Let's take a look at the numbers. So like level 25, size class 1, 54, 25 strafing, 59 lift. It must have one of those. I forget the part name, but it makes you jump when you're in the HV. 50 reverse. Nothing down because it's a HV. It doesn't typically go up and down. 2 oxygen, 4 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks. You do have a heavy cannon and a detector. Build stuff, nothing too special there. A little bit of platinum in the mix. Your basics, a couple plasma converters, maybe for a thruster, maybe for the gun on there, but nothing too bad. Sets to 16,000 CPU, using about 15,000 of that. Translates to a, let me just make sure this is sorted, to a core 5. So 2 basic, 2 improved cores. Stock shield on here, 14,056. And we do have some P menu options for constructors, effects, shutters, and scanning. So probably our like a detector on there. Storage wise, it does have an ammo controller at 6375. Got a couple fridges, Pentaxia tank, and some boxes. So the boxes are SV or HVSV boxes. So not too big, 125. Put some odds and ends in them. But yeah, very cool looking build. This author, if you check out their workshop, they built a lot of like replicas like this. I mean, like a whole like set, a lot of these builds of all different kinds of models, especially a lot of tanks, but I think some other things as well. So yeah, and they're all super detailed and very trying to be as accurate as possible with voxel blocks versus like the originals. So yeah, very, very cool. Another really cool build from Ente. This is the Panzer Jaeger Tiger P Ferdinand by Ente. All right, so the last build of the day. This is the BFS Columbia RE2 by Bubbo Farrow, and this is another Star Wars inspired build here. You can kind of see this iconic shape going on here with the triple rear thrusters. This happens to be more of a starter CV though, which is really, really cool. And it's a little deceptive. Obviously, it looks like 3 thrusters back here, but there's really only 2, which makes sense. That third one wouldn't really do much for you, except rack up your CPU a lot. Cool looking build though. The hull blocks and the way that all this is shaped and designed is very cool. The angled pieces over here. This round part here, I do believe it's kind of part of. I don't, in Star Wars though, I've seen a ship layout like this in Star Wars. This is a little bit different than that. It's a little bit probably smaller. Again, more of a starter type of thing. But yeah, it's really cool how it's configured with its thrusters and things like that. We do have a couple turrets on the top here. We got a bridge. We got a radar. Let me see what's going on with the radar here. Okay, that's just the deco. We do have a detector. Oh, yeah, detector right there. And then we got a Wi-Fi kind of on a big cord in the back here. Got some wiring going up in there. And then obviously up into the bridge. So you got a quick way into the bridge area from here. But we're gonna try to catch this from a lower part of the ship here. On the front, underneath the nose here, we've got that's some interesting blockwork up there. Yeah, very spacey, techy. Then we got like a kind of a loading ramp over here. Looks like you probably bring in something small and park it there too, into the hangar here. Yeah, actually, it doesn't have to be that small. Probably most things, or a lot of things. And that here, let's adjust the lights here real quick. And then on the inside here, we just got a nice open hangar here. Got some utility function and some parts around, like some O2. Kind of ammo box there, our med station and O2. Oh, I said O2. Well, O2 tanks versus O2 dispenser. Box over here. I think that's just a regular box. And a shower in the corner. And we got a door going out the back here, which goes into kind of a engineering area. And then it also is talking about upgrade options, which is very cool. So yeah, remove some deco blocks to basic capacitor. 4 basic chargers. Oh, talking about shield parts. Okay, yep. I read capacitor and I thought about solar panels. I'm like, huh? No, it's about shield. It's correct. I'm just an idiot. It's good. Yeah, and this may be set up for vanilla as well. It's saying T2, so that'd be like 2 improved cores. Right there, we got a warp drive installed in here. Kind of cool how this is set up with the bracing around here. And then we got a small constructor in that area. And obviously our protection tank. Up over here is talking about cavity will hold 1 advanced large generator. So you can put in a big generator in there too. Up in that upper spot in the circle there. Which you might be able to see a little bit more on from the elevator here. So that's cool. So it has like a 1x3 generator in now, but you can put in the bigger one there. And if we keep on going up, it's interesting too because there are doors in the elevator. Like there's a top door above here, and you can just kind of even without a jetpack, I can kind of like jump right through there and get up to the next level. But it does separate the elevator into separate O2 zones. And then until you get up to here, you got a shower, and then there's your door coming in from the back. And then up to the bridge here. And you got passenger seat, your pilot seat right over here. Of course, you got to have an armor locker, some munchies in the fridge. So yeah, very, very cool. If you looked at it, obviously it's not using a lot of big expensive parts or anything like that. So that's kind of neat. Kind of throws it in that starter territory. So if we take a look at the numbers here, unlock level 15, size class 2, 61 forward, 41 strafing, 75 lift, 31 reverse, 14 down, 2 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks. Got 4 light Gatling turrets and a detector. 1 second build time again. Wow. These people all really know how to make things build fast. Sorry about not knowing those numbers right now. But yeah, it uses a little bit of this stuff in here, but it's not too bad. It's a pretty easy build to bring in. And kind of use it as a starter CV with quite a few upgrade options. Stock shield on here, 77,008. I do believe it. Yeah, I did have the warp drive as well. It's a standard warp drive, which you would expect for a more of a starter build. Trying to put that advanced warp drive in throws out some things you probably won't want to do at this. Now, great thing about it is it's a Core 1 sitting in at 200,000 CPU, using just about all of it. But yeah, it's right there at Core 1, so there's no additional CPU cores in here. Stock, at least. Unless you want to throw in a big advanced generator, then you're going to need to add a little something. But yeah, very, very cool. Very cool build here again. Storage-wise, we have so a 14K ammo box, controller at 344K. We got a harvest controller at 320K. And then beyond that, just another box and our Pentaxia tank. So basically your 2 big controllers here. And then it's using the ammo box for its ammo storage. So kind of all set up to do some harvesting, add a multi-turret to it, or even some drills of some origin, and go to town and get those get all the resources. So yeah, very, very cool build. Again, this is the BFS Columbia RE2 by Bubble Pharaoh. So yeah, really, really cool build. And that is the last build of today. And the second time I did this video today. Oh yes, oh good times, good times. But yeah, really, really cool stuff going on here. So I'm gonna actually get this video uploaded as soon as possible. I actually, one benefit from me doing it previously is I already got I did my little video header graphics already. So that's all done. So all I got to really do is upload it and that. So other than that, you all have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you later.